All right, so today we're covering section 8.5 part 2 over direct variation. You should have an outline over this. I think it's a half sheet piece of paper. Okay, so number one, what we're going to do is determine whether this is a direct variation, and then we will find the equation for it if it is. So we're looking at the difference between when the driver applies the brake and the reaction distance. So how long the car travels before the person reacts by stepping on the brake. And then we're looking at the braking distance versus the speed. So the distance it takes the car to stop um, versus how fast they're going. So remember, for direct variation, we're always going to put y over x. And that's how we determine if it is a direct variation. So for the first part of the problem, we are looking at the blue numbers. So we're looking at reaction distance. I'll just put RD versus the speed. So if we were to calculate some of those to find the ratio, so we need to see if the ratio is the same. So we could start with like 33 over 15, and that would give us 2.2. And then if we try another one, 77 over 35, that is also 2.2. And 165 over 75 is also 2.2. So that tells us that this is a direct variation. Okay, so we need to find the equation. It looks like 2.2 would be our k value, or like our slope. So we could put y equals 2.2x as our equation. Okay, so if we look at B, we're looking at the braking distance versus the speed. So the braking distance is going to be our y, and we're looking at the bars that are gold colored. So if we do a couple ratios, so 11 over 15, because we're doing the distance over the speed, that would equal 0.73. 59 over 35, that equals 1.685. Okay, so at this point I could stop because I know this is not a direct variation. It can't be because those ratios are not the same. Okay, so now if we look at number 2, we're talking about the $4,000 that Mrs. Perez puts into a CD and $4,000 into a money market account. And we're looking at the interest from those and deciding if it's a direct variation. If you don't know what a CD or a money market account are, ask your parents. It's not the music type of CD, it's the bank type of CD. And so maybe they can explain it to you. We're looking at the interest from the CD over time. So I know what to put on top because I'm reading the words. So interest of the CD goes on top and time would go on the bottom. So I would calculate that. So we would take maybe 17 over 1, which equals 17. Then if we try another one, we could do 34 over 2. That's also 17. And then we can try a third one. Let's do the last one, 68 over 4. And that is also 17. So that tells me that this is a direct variation. And then if I write the equation for that, 17 would be my k, or my slope. So y equals 17x. Okay, so then B, we're going to look at the interest from the money market versus time. So interest from the money market is going to go on top. So 19 divided by 1 would give us 19. And then if we tried the last one, 73 divided by 4, we'd get 18.25. Okay, so those are not the same. So this is not a direct variation. Okay, so your assignment over this is page 365, number 2, and you will have a quiz over this soon.